So to recap, Slash, you're going to stay in the apartment, and then Sigurd and Jude, you guys are going to run down to the bottom of the apartment, skipping the elevator to check on Jensen in his car.
Slash and Jude are going outside. Sigurd is
down.
staying inside.
Oh, okay. Sigurd's staying inside. Cool.
Kira would beat me up. Kira would beat Slash up if she woke up.
Believe in yourself.
And so Slash, as you and Jude moves toward the door, Kira, who is just disabled, she wasn't completely knocked out or anything. She looks up to you and she says, she's looking right at you, Jude. And she said, so it seems the experiment the work is almost done. I hope you're ready.
Jude is going to ignore her and go down the stairs.
Okay.
There's too much ominous shit happening.
And Sigurd, she's not paying attention to you or Slash at all as Slash and Jude leave. She's just really watching Jude. She's got no interest in you at all.
I mean, that's fine as long as she's not trying to break out or ruin Jude's apartment. That's all I'm really concerned about at the moment.
Jude had used her powers to disable her. Remember, that's kind of where we stopped. She used some of her doom in order to disable Kira completely. So she's physically disabled. She's just stuck on the couch, just looking at you. And James is also collapsed on the couch.
James at least has a little throw pillow under his head.
And if you remember where we were before with James, he's collapsed. He was looking very pale. His speech was kind of breaking up a little bit. And then he just straight up collapsed around the same time as possibly everyone else when all this stuff started going down. But cutting to Jude and Slash down at Jensen's car. When you guys make your way downstairs, you see that's kind of pandemonium on the streets. Lots of people are running back and forth. There are sirens, there are alarms. People are screaming. And then mixed amongst the people that are running around doing things, there's a lot of collapsed people on the ground. Just like they were maybe collapsed in place, whatever they were doing. So lots of people's like cell phones are dropped, purses, bags. People just dropped where they were.
And they show the same like kind of slightly blue look to their face and stuff like that.
Yeah, just a quick glance, you can tell that people seem to be breathing. No one's dead, at least they don't look dead. There's no blood or anything. It looks like people just collapsed, and none of them look very good, the ones that have fallen over.
And do we see Jensen's car?
Yeah, you do see Jensen's car. And in fact, his car he ran right into a light pole that was just outside of Jude's apartment. And it looks like the airbag has caught him. I've got the scene set here because his windows are down. You can easily get in. And it looks like he's slumped over the airbag. And he looks much like the other people that have collapsed. His skin is very pale. And he doesn't look like he doesn't look very good.
Okay. This is probably a bad idea and definitely breaking the law. But I'm going to attempt to hack into his shield computer to find out what's going on. I'm going to use my power to do that.
Okay, let's do an unleash your power here. So you're trying to break in. Is there anything specifically that you're looking for?
Just if they know what the cause of this is. The specific cause.
Why don't we do an assess the situation? Because it looks like you're trying to get some answers here. Why don't you roll a plus superior for me? Very good roll. So you can ask one of these questions from the list. What here can I use to blank? What's the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable? And how could we best end this quickly? You can ask me one of those.
Well, I think if I ask what here is the biggest threat, you're just going to say whatever disease or effect is hurting these people.
Oh, you never know.
I'm going to ask how could we best end this quickly? Is there something in the SHIELD reports that give us an idea of where to go or what to do?
Yeah, so how it works is, well, can you describe how this works with your powers? How does Slash get this information?
he's actually not very good at technological stuff. What he does, he reaches out to it, almost using the same force that he could push out to. He closes his eyes and he can see the programs and he can see everything working together, and he can essentially reroute things to his advantage.
So like with your vision inside the computer / what you see are lots of reports that Jensen has been doing about what's been going on in Boston. He has been trying to follow up on Dr. Daedalus, but really his main focus has been what's going on with Agatha in her sanctum since she's been gone. You know, he recovered that dagger when you guys were in the graveyard, and that's the angle that he's been trying to pursue. And then after you guys were coming back, you encountered those shades. So that's really what his focus has been on. He's reached out to a few people, his contacts at the Avengers, to see what they can do about the Boston sanctum, and no one has been able from the magical community to go there to investigate it. So you ask, how could we best end this quickly? From Jensen's perspective, he's trying to figure out what is going on in the magical world. What did someone take from that place and what happened to Agatha? Because there's a lot there, like the dagger, they have no idea what this thing was. They have no idea about the portal that was opened or the reason for any of that. And he's trying to understand what was missing. That's obviously a part of some kind of plot, and to understand its purpose, in his opinion, would be how you would resolve the threat the quickest.
Okay, I relay that to Jude, and
There are
maybe,
a lot of modifiers there.
maybe no one can get in there because you're the one that has to go. Like, everything seems to be wrapped up around you here.
Well, if we...
That's a leap of logic from me.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm afraid, I'm angry, I'm stressed out. Sometimes you just leap to conclusions when you're in those crazy states of mind, you know?
We can head there. I don't know what we'll get there, but we can head over there. Do we bring Kira with us? It feels like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask Sigurd. Maybe Sigurd will know.
He's an adult now. He might know.
Should we bring Jensen up? Will he be okay?
I bet this car has some crazy security system. I think he'll be fine as long as we close the door. Maybe we'll roll up his window for him.
Okay.
Leave it a crack.
What, is he, a cat?
Well, I don't know. I don't even drive.
Okay. We will leave Jensen here. Go upstairs.
Does Jensen have a gun?
Jensen does have a gun. You remember he was carrying one before. Now where it is, you'd have to go investigate. And as you maybe following that line of thought / as you're looking around, you notice there's a case in his back seat. Looks like a briefcase.
Okay. I'm going to try to open that case. Actually, I don't care if Jude sees it. I'm just gonna, as soon as I see it, I'll kind of point it out and I'll go to it.
So the case is, it's about briefcase size. It's gray. It looks like titanium. It's really a smooth finish. And then on the top, it looks like some kind of biometric scanner, like it's looking for a thumbprint or fingerprint of some kind.
Well, he's right here.
All right, let's give this a try. How heavy? Can I lift the briefcase?
Yeah, you can lift it. It's probably 10 or 15 pounds.
Okay. I'll grab it and I'll bring it to the side of Jensen and I'll try his his left thumb, and then if that doesn't work, I'll move on to the other side.
When you try his thumb, there's a clicking sound and the case opens, like it just cracks open.
I open it slowly, half expecting it to shoot some sort of poison or something because I've seen too many movies.
And when you open it, it explodes. No, just kidding. It does not explode. Inside the case, it's a padded interior, and what it's padded to protect is this strange-looking device. It looks like it's about the size of, I don't know, let's say maybe about 8 inches long, and in the center of it is it's It's a circular thing. It's about 8 inches long. It looks like a sleeve almost. And then in the center of it is a bright red. It looks sort of like a ruby.
Or user's guide.
Nope, that's all there is.
Okay. I show this to Jude and say, does this mean anything to you? Because I have no clue what this is.
Let's take it with us. That's my best guess. And
You know what? Let's do it.
yeah, let's head upstairs.
I
Look
was
for
going to try to
mysterious
take his
object
gun.
in town. I mean, if you want to take his gun, do it while I'm not looking, because that why would Slash have a gun?
I'm afraid, damn
I don't
it.
want to give Slash a gun.
No, I don't. Now that I have this thing,
Let's go.
I'm more
upstairs.
focused on what the hell this is.
Yeah,
He's researching all this stuff.
maybe it's connected.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know how.
Slash, as you're looking at this sleeve thing that's in the case, that red ruby thing that's attached to it looks almost, it's shimmering. And it's really kind of interesting because it's not bright outside. I'd say it's probably early afternoon. It's Boston. There's lots of cloud cover. You know, the snows are starting to come in this time of year. There's no sunlight, but this thing is it's very bright. And it's kind of shimmering as if you were shining a flashlight and moving it around, but there's no light like that to make this effect, but that's what it's doing.
God, I hope this thing's some sort of ray gun. All right, no, I don't close the case.
No, just take it out of the case.
I take it out of the case, and I kind of tuck it into my hoodie, into my front pouch there, and I think we get out of here. I
And
take Jensen's glasses.
His glasses? Okay, take his glasses. You don't take his gun, right?
No, I want to see if there's anything under those glasses.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They are a very fancy, they're blue blockers. Ray-Ban blue blockers. Very, very fancy. Yeah. Perhaps a bit
And
tight
he has
on your
eyes?
face. He does have eyes. His eyes are rolled up in his head for the most part. He has brown eyes. They're lovely.
Okay,
Thank you. That's all we needed from a finale.
I'll put the glasses into my. I'll put them on my head. and
Are you
I'll-
coming or not?
All right. I might need these. Who knows? And I get out of there.
All right. Are you guys heading back up to Jude's apartment?
Yep.
So back in Jude's apartment. So Sigurd, they're gone for a while, and after they've been gone a few minutes, Kira, her attention focuses back on you. And she says, well, now that they're gone, I guess, what, are you going to kill me?
No, there's no point to killing you. Besides, that's not really my style.
Just a word of advice. If I were you, I would kick my feet up and just try to stay out of the way for the next 24 hours or so.
And why might that be? Enlighten me.
Come on, we both know that, let's say we're coming to the end game of Daedalus's plan.
And that plan happens to be...
Even if I knew, what you think, I'd just stand here or lay here and monologue all of the secret, juicy details of the plan to you?
I mean, we live in the kind of world where that seems to be commonplace, so yes.
Well, what if we make a deal here? You let me go, and yeah, I'll tell you what I know.
Well, see, the funny thing about that is I don't think S.H.I.E.L.D. would really appreciate it if I just let you go, but I will counterproposal. You tell me what you know, and I'll put in a good word with S.H.I.E.L.D. for you. Maybe they'll let you out early for good behavior.
Oh, a good word with S.H.I.E.L.D. out on good behavior. Ooh, let me think. Yeah, I'm going to choose no. Because you see, I'm the one actually holding all the cards here. You just don't know it yet.
See, that's the sort of thing people say when they don't actually have anything.
And she looks around. Well, I guess we could just hang out here then. It's fine by me.
I mean, Sigurd's not the type to like interrogate her to the point of like inflicting harm or anything, and he's kind of out of his element in that regard anyway. So I think they're literally just going to hang out.
And she just starts whistling a very obnoxious, out of tune song as she waits. And in a few minutes, Jude and Slash arrive.
Well, is Mr. Jensen safe?
He seems to be passed out outside. Minor crash. But I think he was looking into the whole Agatha business. I think we should head over there and see if we can find any clues over there, but I don't know what to do with her. And she points over at Kira.
Well, she's not being very talkative, or rather very cooperative, so I defer to you all at this point. I mean, I was just going to turn her over to S.H.I.E.L.D.
I mean, can S.H.I.E.L.D. even come here at this time?
Not really, no.
I mean, we can wait for S.H.I.E.L.D.
I show Sigurd the object that I got out of Jensen's car, and I ask, do you have any idea what this could be? I'm racking my brain here.
Sigurd, this is your thing.
Oh, is this the actual like shield thing that he was supposed to get me?
Yep.
I smile wide, and I offer to take it, and assuming you hand it over,
I give it to you while asking, is it a ray gun?
No, it's not a ray gun. It actually is a very special implement. Remember how I asked Jensen for a shield?
Oh.
I thought you
All
liked
right.
the shield.
Well, no. So here, it'll make more sense once I show it to you. So I slap the bracer on, and the red gem that's in it, I sort of focus on it, and then it sort of grows out into a faceted ruby shield. So almost imagine what Captain America had in the first Endgame movie, where they're like, someone get this man a shield, and they get him a shield, but it's not like the Captain America shield.
Okay, now I can see that it's a shield.
And even at this large size, Sigurd, it's still doing that thing I was describing before, where the gem, even though it's larger, it seems to be just shimmering and pulling in light around it.
Mm-hmm. And as they look at it, I say, so this should allow me to hopefully block whatever Daedalus and his cronies are throwing our way.
And in the corner, Kira laughs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That'll do it. Sure.
Hey, what about these sunglasses that I got? Will they work? I say to Kira.
I mean, they'll block the sun.
And she laughs. Yeah, those look good. Why don't you keep those?
I knew I got... See, other than my brother being knocked out and potentially killed by some mysterious thing, this has been a pretty good day. I got sunglasses. That's pretty good for me.
We almost got crushed by a warehouse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just remembering that now. I think I got shot.
Do you think if we call in S.H.I.E.L.D. to pick up Kira, that they will interfere with us going over to Agatha's where she brought us before, her sanctum?
I mean, I kind of only knew Jensen's number, and since Jensen is apparently just chilling outside on the sidewalk from the sounds of it, I don't know that anyone from S.H.I.E.L.D. could even get here in a timely manner. I just have to let Kira go.
I was going to suggest tossing her in the bathroom, but I mean,
I mean, it's your apartment. If you think
no,
it
I
can
don't
hold
want to do
her.
that in my apartment.
I mean, I suppose we could
I
go
got
find like a
nothing.
we could maybe go find like a broom closet outside in the hallway or something.
Let me look over my infinite powers, see what I can do.
And Kira, as you're talking, she's watching you, Jude, and as you guys are deliberating, she speaks up. So you, why didn't you tell me what's your deal? Why is he so interested in you?
Oh, give me a second. I mean, that is a good question that I do not have the answer for.
Well, you don't look like much to me.
To GM Josh, if I were to use power negation, how long would that last?
Why don't you tell me how long you want it to last, and we can go from there.
I have no idea how long I would want it to last, so I think it might have just been a bad idea to bring that up.
Well, if you want it to be very quick, I'd say I think if you've already activated that one, then you could disable someone for a minute or two. If it's going to be hours or even permanent, that's the sort of thing we probably need to do a roll for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I may offer a suggestion.
Yes, please suggest.
I'm very
stuck.
So, as far as anyone's aware, we don't know exactly what you can do, but let's use that to our advantage. Use the quote unquote threat of taking away Kira's powers permanently to see if she'll be able to tell us anything like, hey, I'm going to take away your powers forever unless you tell us what we want to know, kind of a thing.
I do like that.
Of course, the one caveat is, I don't think we actually take away her powers forever, but maybe
I'm thinking like 20 minutes, probably.
Oh, I was going to say like an hour, but yeah, 20 minutes works.
I feel like an hour is asking too much.
Could be.
Even if I'm marking my doom track for it.
As long as someone else is doing the interrogating, it is not something that Sigurd knows how to do well.
Jude is not good at interrogation as well. So
Slash is doing the interrogating. Got it.
No, Jude is gonna... she is going to try. And I need to stop clicking the team. Jude is gonna move over to Kira and say, well, I don't know why he decided to pick on me, but I do know that we have no idea what I can do at this point. So who knows? Maybe I can take away your powers. Maybe I can take away my powers. Do we want to try that and see who gets deactivated forever? Or will you tell us what is going on and we let you go?
Why don't you do a plus superior for me? I think you're provoking her.
Okay. Oh, okay. That one's the 0. That's not bad.
Whoa, 11. So on a 10 plus, they have risen to your bait and they do what you want. So what would you like to know from her first?
Where was everybody heading in the trucks?
And as you finished your last statement before you asked this question, you could see a wave of fear pass over her face. She said, kind of a a smile on her face since you guys captured her and brought her here. It's like she seems pretty confident, even though you defeated her. She wasn't very worried before, but when you said that possibility about taking her powers away, Jude, her confidence just completely evaporated, and she actually shrinks down a bit. She retreats a bit into herself, and she's a big lady too, but she's managed to, cower a bit before you. I don't know. We were closing down the lab. Daedalus told us that there was no reason to do the research anymore, that he'd found a solution. I don't know what that solution was, but the operation was over. He was moving to the next stage.
Do you know what the next stage is? Where he's going?
I don't know. I know something accelerated his plans. He learned something or figured out something. I don't know. We've been trying to grow other versions of you for a long time, and none of them have survived. We tried blood, transfusions, everything that the team could think of, but none of them have survived.
And I feel like Jude is taking her at her word there, because she does seem like legitimately upset. And sort of just leaves her there on the couch and moves back over. So that was helpful.
I mean, it gave us a why, but it didn't give us the how or the where.
I got a question. Do we think this doctor dude actually needs Jude to finish whatever he started?
I mean, judging by current circumstances, my guess is no.
I hope not, because we could be walking right into what he wants. And if we go all the way back, it ends poorly for everybody. Remember? I told that to myself.
I mean, what else are we going to do? Just wait around for whatever he has planned?
No, you're right. I'd rather go down fighting anyways.
Yeah, definitely not going to be sitting around, that's for sure. All right, so are we going to dump this one outside then, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we can leave her somewhere along the way. She'll just look like another passed out person.
Alrighty, so probably to Kira's protests, I go over and scoop her up in a princess carry.
Are her arms like bound or something?
I think we like crudely bound her, if I remember correctly.
I think you guys were doing something crude, and then Jude used something on her doom track to disable her, like physically.
Yep.
Okay. I think I still tie her hands behind her back in case whatever Jude did wears off while we're away. Just to be some sort of hindrance, even though in the end it probably wouldn't help at all.
It'll make us feel better, at least.
Yeah, it makes Slash feel better.
And Kira says, listen, if you let me go, I'll clear out of here. Are you gonna carry me all around Boston? Is that your plan?
What were you gonna do with my brother after you guys got out of that factory, that warehouse?
Oh, who's to say? Some people were
I
getting
punch her
paid.
square in the face.
Ooh.
I punch her square in the face when she does that. When she hesitates.
Okay.
It's not a hard punch.
So when you hit her, Slash, her face feels like a brick wall. And when you hit her, it's one of those things where it's like it hurts you probably more than it hurts her. But she takes the hit and, she kind of laughs. And she says, is this what you're bringing? Is this what you're bringing to the team? Really? you're just a kid. What what do you think you can do for these people? And she's trying to lower your freak and raise your mundane. She says, you should just go home, kid. You're way out of your league here.
Well, I don't care what she thinks. So I add 2 to my roll to reject influence.
Yeah.
But I doesn't do conditions affect that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's just
I don't
a
believe so.
Yeah, there's no label it's attached to. So it's just a flat roll.
just a flat. Okay. Plus 2. Uh-oh. Didn't work.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. She's gonna lower your freak and she's gonna raise your mundane.
Okay.
And that also will inflict a condition on you. Let me see what you've got.
I've already got afraid and angry.
Oh, insecure. Insecure is a good one. And
I tried
maybe
to play it off like that didn't affect me, but
maybe it was a little embarrassing when you hit her and it didn't really do anything to her. And her comments too were loud enough for everyone else to hear. And you are painfully aware that perhaps, except for James, who's collapsed, you are the youngest person in the room.
this is just, I don't think it's her. It's specifically what she said. It's a buildup of the last few situations we've got into where Slash just felt a little less, hasn't been up to snuff compared to everyone else, and has kind of felt like he's been more of a burden. So it's actually sinking into him that maybe he isn't above his head, and this is probably a stupid thing to do.
And as you're standing there in the living room after this has happened and it's a little quiet, you hear on the news some guy from like the fire department on the television, and he's saying, well, we don't know exactly what's going on. What we can say is that there's no kind of disease or plague or anything to worry about. We're still trying to find the commonality between all these people that have collapsed, but we're trying to warn the public not to panic.
Presumably, most, if not all, of the public transportation is down.
From where you can tell, you can see on the scroller on the bottom of the television, it's saying like, yeah, public transportation, buses, traffic is at a complete standstill. They're advising everyone to stay in their homes.
Okay, so let's go to the Paul Revere house via Sling Ring then. I know I have to roll something for it, but I don't remember what I need to roll.
It's a plus freak. Jude, you do that motion again with your hands and with the sling on your finger, and that circular bit of sparks begin to appear. And then as they coalesce, you see ahead of you the Paul Revere house through the portal.
Okay, everybody, if you're coming, you're coming. Let's investigate here. And she's going to go through the portal.
Important clarification, Jude. Were you going into the sanctum or are you actually going to the outside of the house?
Right outside.
Oh, right outside. Okay, cool.
Yep. I felt like that would be a bad idea to go right into the sanctum.
Yeah,
I think I delay by a beat to go in. I probably go in last if I can.
What are we doing with Kira and James?
Kira, I think we're leaving just outside somewhere. James is probably safest if he stays in the apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, and we leave him like a little glass of water and some biscuits in case he wakes up.
Okay, nice care package.
We'll just leave some saltines next to the water, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Feel better soon.
And Kira, you just gonna like push her out the door of the apartment and wish her on her way?
Yes.
Okay.
Lock all the locks.
Going to the portal, it's Jude first, and then who's following Jude?
I will bring up the rear.
So Jude, you walk
All
through the
right, so
portal.
then you see, sorry,
go
Sigurd
ahead.
sees / hesitate and like close his eyes and kind of deeply breathe. Almost like he doesn't want to do this. And then he throws himself through.
And then yeah, I follow at the end.
And Sigurd, as you're taking up the rear, you're walking around this table that's in the center of the room, and your foot, you kick a cell phone, and it just kind of goes moving down the carpet a bit.
Can I stop to pick it up and see who it is?
Yeah, you can
Or
pick up
whose
the
it
cell
is?
phone. It's it's a cell phone. It's got, say, like a green case on it.
Have I seen anyone use it before? Like, was this something I might have seen a certain, shall we say, roommate of Jude's before?
On the back, it does have Youngmi's initials.
I was afraid of that. All right, I'm gonna grab it, but I'm still gonna go through the portal.
Okay. And the way that it works, Sigurd, is you walk in and you are instantly transported. There's no moment at all. You like step through it and you're immediately outside the Paul River house.
So
The scene
before
is
we go any further, I do quickly pull Jude aside and I say, Jude, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but I found this before we came here. And I show her the phone.
And Jude is going to silently grab the phone and put it in her pocket and say, "We will deal with this in a little bit." And then proceeds over to where we entered with Agatha into the sanctum.
And as you're walking down the sidewalk, the same thing here, the same thing that was happening in your apartment is repeated here. Lots of confusion, people running around. It appears as though there are lots of collapsed people are here also, but people are beginning to move them off the sidewalk, help people that were in cars that were driving, because there's lots of car accidents now. Like many people were in the middle of going somewhere when they've all collapsed. So people are beginning to go around and look. There's also a fair bit of chaos going on. There's some people breaking into shops and looting. There's some people yelling after each other. A light amount of cop presence, like when one person breaks into a shop and a cop across the street yells at him and the person runs away and the cop doesn't even go after him because they have so much else that they're dealing with. So a fair amount of pandemonium is going on in the city.
So we have good cover for disappearing into the wall.
And actually, no one even noticed the gigantic swirling orange portal that you step through. Seems to just be par of the course at this point.
I'm sure weirder things are happening. So I would like Jude to try to go in through the wall. I'm not sure what the process of that would be, but we can try to enter the sanctum.
Yep. So Jude, as you walk up to the wall, how are you going to do this? Before you just walk through it and you just kept going.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to touch it first to see if it does anything, and then if it doesn't seem completely like solid, then I'll go for it. But I don't want to just smack into it like Harry Potter movie style.
It feels like a very solid brick wall.
Does anybody else want to try out?
I mean, I'm just going to walk into it. I've got super strength and durability. So either I'm Kool-Aid Manning through this wall or, it'll work.
I guess I was gonna say that Slash is gonna insecurely like poke at it, but if Sigurd's gonna walk in full stride, I'm just gonna watch Sigurd.
So Sigurd, as you put it, you're going to Kool-Aid Man through the wall.
I mean, I'm either Kool-Aid Manning through it or it's going to work properly. One of the two.
So yeah, as you make your way to the front of the brick wall, and just for funsies, Why don't we do an unleash your powers check here? Why don't you do a plus freak for me?
Sure. I have a grand total of a 0 right now, but I do have some oh, well, I guess I'm not really directly engaging with anyone, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Apparently I've rolled a 6.
You walk to this wall and you steel yourself. You take a deep breath. You're ready to push through this thing, and you have your new fancy shield. And you take a step and you run into the brick wall, and it does not yield. And you take a step back. That kind of hurt, and it was quite embarrassing.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news, that didn't work, but that's also the bad news.
Did Agatha ever tell us of any other entrance?
She did
Is
not.
it like in the basement? Should we go in the building?
Maybe you should try touching the wall. Like maybe something with the sling ring or.
I did try
Oh,
touching the wall. That was the
sorry.
first thing I did. I'm like, is this a wall or is this not a wall?
Maybe you have to believe really, really hard. And I say that without the hint of irony or sarcasm in it, best I can.
I like that.
Go to the front door.
I will believe very, very hard and touch the wall again.
Sorry, the silence is me laughing at you guys.
I believe in fairies. I do. Do I go through the wall?
Jude, why don't you roll a plus freak for me?
Did I believe hard enough?
You do walk through the wall. That's the rest of you guys are watching as Jude steps through. And
Can everybody follow me, please, very quickly?
Does she burst through the wall or just like magically go through like before?
She just smoothly walks through it, just like before.
I try to follow her.
Yeah, I want to grab Slash's arm, and hopefully he grabs Sigurd. And if we
Hopefully I
are all
don't
a
lose it.
train, we should get through.
That works.
Either that or somebody's getting an arm cut off, and I'm sorry.
I only need one. It's fine.
As you guys stumble into the sanctum, it's very much like before. There's all sorts of books and artifacts scattered around. It is darker in here than before. There was some perhaps magical illumination before when you came here with Agatha that is not now working, and the entire interior is kind of dark.
Does the room look like it's been searched or disturbed in any way?
Yeah, there is one of the cases. We'll say it's this one. It's a glass case, or it was a glass case. The glass has been completely broken out, and the glass is on the ground.
Is there any documentation near it that says what was in there?
Well, there's not any documentation like a marker about what was in it. There is some felt on, so it's got this green felt on the bottom, the inside of the case, and it looks like the case, the size of it, and then like the imprints on the felt, like it was maybe holding something long, like maybe about human sized, or at least human height, and that it's missing. And there is a book still in the case, but whatever was there that was that size to warrant this case being this large is missing.
Can I assess the situation in this room?
Yeah, give me an idea what you're thinking.
I would like to see if I can find anything here that could potentially help me track Daedalus, like find people. Magic can do weird things.
Give me a plus superior.
No, the answer is no.
Well, what you're stumbling on is this. There's a lot of really weird stuff in this room. So like if you remember when you look at the ceiling has all sorts of imagery. Like it might have been, like if you don't look at it too long, it looks sort of like a painting. But as you look at it, you can see on the ceiling the figures in the painting are moving, and the background is also moving. It's sort of like a big animation across the ceiling. As you look at some of the books, you can kind of read the names, and then some of the books, when you look at them, there's letters that are written on the spine. But as you look, the letters actually shift so that you can't read them. So this is a very strange place to begin with. But
yes, it is.
having rolled a 4, I would say the biggest thing that is different from before is definitely the busted case.
Yep.
Can I look at the book that was in the case? Or does it have the same blurry effect?
It does have a similar blurry effect. / as you pick it up, it's very dusty. When you open it, you see some letters, like it might be some language, but before you can even really focus your eyes on it, the letters either disappear or they jumble into something that's illegible.
Okay, I put the book back. Human-sized item. Like some sort of staff, maybe?
Is it
I
like
can't remember what
thin
was here before, guys.
human-sized, or is it like full mannequin human-sized?
When I said
Was it a
human size,
person?
sorry, that was a bad description. It's more of a human's height. So, like 2 meters, around 5 or 6 feet.
I was about to say, are we dealing with a literal Frankenstein?
Or like a
it could
mummy?
be.
No, it wasn't. This case wasn't big enough, or it looks like sturdy enough to support a person's weight.
Maybe a very small but long person. Can we tell what shape it is? Like, is it a staff? Is it a gun? Is it I don't know.
It could be either a staff or a gun. It looks like it would fit. Either one of those would fit in this case.
That would be a very long gun.
Is there any sort of role? Sorry, you go.
No, I was gonna say I'm a little bit stuck. So somebody else.
We were in this room before. Is there any roll we could make to try to see if we remember what was there?
Yes, there is. Would you / like to try to recall that?
I would. I'm probably going to have some negatives to this, but...
Give me plus superior, please. Okay, so we'll do it like an assess the situation. You can say, what here can I use to blank? What's the biggest threat? What's the greatest danger? What's the most vulnerable? And how could we best end this quickly?
What here can I use to find out what was in this case?
It is very likely that the reason that you can't read this book is because you're not trained to read it. You kind of remember from before when you were standing in the graveyard, Daedalus said something about how he tried to find magical artifacts, but he was unable to read them. It's like a musician who gets, or a person that's not a musician gets some like sheet music and can't play it because they can't read it. It was similar to that. That's the situation he was describing, which might be what you're encountering here.
Okay. I take the book and I offer it to Jude and say, this might be a clue. I don't know. Like, I can't read this thing, but you seem to have some ability with magic. You're able to use that sling thing, so maybe this will help.
I'll take a look at the book.
And a lot of it is the same thing that I described with / shoot. As you're looking through it, you can't really see it. The words are jumbling up or they're going blank. The pages are blank. But you can see some of it is describing some sort of ritual about drawing a person's soul in order to shield another person's aura or magical aura. And there's a ritual it's described, and it's got like, there's some imagery where it's got this tall black staff looking thing, and there's a black gem inside, and there's purple lightning coming out from it. And there's a warning about how, the person that will give up their soul in order to restore a person's aura, the person that is killed will die terribly, and that person's soul will kind of imprint on the person that's being healed.
That's not ominous at all. Does it... So that tells us what's up. But now how or where?
Oh, man. Daedalus probably needs your soul, to finish whatever he's doing.
I don't want to say so, but I think so.
Well, the longer we sort of delay here, the more people fall unconscious, whatever we're actually calling their condition at this point.
Yeah.
So does anyone spot anything that could tell us where Daedalus is? Anyone see anything? I have not found a single thing myself.
This might be random. What if we went to the university where his usual lab is? I don't know if we'll find anything there because obviously he's been moving his whole freak show all over the place, but maybe we'll find a clue there.
I mean, it's a good idea. It's better than the one I have.
Have we checked Facebook?
I'm
Maybe he's
pretty
tweeting what he's doing.
sure- Yeah, I'm pretty sure that as much as a megalomaniac he is not live tweeting his evil plan.
I would say he is not too up to date on social media. I would be willing to bet that. He is a creepy old dude. I'm sorry. That would be very
Hey, no-
cool though, to find his Instagram account.
No ideas are bad ideas, right? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Slash, I will throw it out there for you that Boston is a connected city. It's not very large. There are security cameras and things of that nature all over.
Okay. So maybe if I can get to one of the security cameras in the streets, maybe I can search him and try to find him that way. I don't know.
Could you
That's
follow
worth a
those
shot.
vans?
I could look for those vans. It's just about getting into the system. They're probably protected, but
I mean, this is
I think I
literally
can
your
do it.
job. I think this is perfect for you.
Let's go. Tell me where you want to go, and we will see how long this ring thing lasts.
I don't know. We could probably just go outside. There's cameras are all set up throughout the town,
Okay.
except
How do we get out of here again? Do we remember how to get out of here? Please tell me we remember how to get out of here.
You never walked out, you teleported out. The direction you came in was a bookcase. Like you walked through the bookcase, obviously.
If I touch the bookcase again, will it let me out?
It does. Your hand passes through it.
Okay, great. I was very worried for a second that you were going to leave us stuck in here for the rest of the session.
Whoa, no.
Okay, so let's head out. Let's find a traffic camera.
wait, I have another idea.
What?
Computer, find Dr. Daedalus.
Is there a computer in here?
No, that was just me thinking we were in like a holodeck or something.
The
Okay.
hell is a holodeck?
You've never seen? That's fine. And I followed you to the bookshelf.
Okay, everybody go through. I don't know how long this will stay open.
I go.
Yep.
Okay, passing back out into the street. Jude, you actually see a few people standing at the portal that you created looking through, and you're aware that they could just walk through into your apartment if they wanted to.
Do those not close after we leave them?
You have to actually close them.
No, I thought that they had always closed immediately. Can I close the portal, please?
You can close the portal. I think you do like
I
a
would like to
wave with your
close the
hand and
portal.
it'll close. Okay.
I was worried because I had walked through first that the portal was going to close behind me. And now you're telling me it's been open this entire time?
You know, I'm thinking of Doctor Strange, the movie, he created a portal and he walked through the hospital. I think he tried to save someone through surgery and he came back and the portal was just open the whole time in the closet. So I think they just stay open until you do something magical to remove them.
Great. Good to know. Hopefully nobody went in my apartment. That defeats the purpose of locking the doors.
James could be gone. Who knows?
Well, can we see James through the portal before we close it?
Yeah, through the portal, you can see James still collapsed with his crackers and whatever else you guys left him.
We left him with some water too.
Some water and crackers, yep.
Okay, great. Portal closed. Where is the closest security camera?
Yeah, I'll scan up and down the street and see if I can find one.
Just down the sidewalk, there's an intersection that actually has a pretty significant car accident. Looks like perhaps all 4 of the cars had people that collapsed and they all hit head on. So there's a lot of commotion. There's some paramedics that are taking people out, but yeah, it looks like there's some traffic cameras in all directions there.
I'll throw my hood up and put my new sunglasses on, and walk down there. And how high up is the camera?
Well, it's attached to the traffic light, so it's pretty high. The traffic light is suspended over the intersection. It's not attached to a pole directly, so it's pretty high. You could not reach it, even if you jumped really high. You still couldn't reach it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna need a little bit of help here. I gotta get up to that thing. I don't think I can access it from here.
How good's your balance?
Give me 1 second. Let me check. I have a very long list I need to look down.
I mean, I was just gonna throw him up there.
Yeah, but I power up if I use one.
Jude,
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't
take a
know
mark,
if I want to be thrown.
Jude, if you take a mark on your doom track, you can levitate him up there.
I think one of them is around that sort of thing. Okay, I'll do that.
Do
Because
you
now
do you give me a warning, or do you just start floating me up?
I start floating you up. But now I have bolstered, which I really wanted before we went into the final fight.
I freak out a little bit as I float. What? This is weird.
Just stay
This is-
calm.
Okay. Deep breaths.
So, Jude, do you have your hand extended like Baby Yoda to help him fly, or is there some other way that this works?
Yes, I have my hand extended. It's palm up, so like I'm just lifting him with the magical levitation powers that I will never be able to use again.
I get up to that light and I attempt to hack into the Metropolitan Boston Security Network.
Before we resolve that, Slash, I'll say, Jude, that when you activated this power, what was different than before is it wasn't quite as draining as you're used to. Before, as you've been using your powers, it's been difficult for you. You know, like you felt the effects of it. This time, you still feel the effects, but it's not quite as bad. Yeah, but Slash, you see the traffic camera and you use your powers. Are you reaching out like before when you connected to the shield network?
Yes.
And tell me, what are you looking for here?
I think I'm looking for those vans that we saw leaving the warehouse.
Let's do a plus superior. So from that list of assessing the situation, you can ask me 2 questions. And as maybe you're thinking about those questions, or I'll describe as you're reaching through the security camera network, your mind extends and you can see those vans leaving from the warehouse and traveling into the city. You said you wanted to know where they are. I think that is maybe what here can I use to blank, and that would be find the vans, I guess.
Yep.
So so the first question here, where are they? You see some vans scattering. Some are getting on the highway. Some are just like people, they're pulling them over to the side, and it's like some people are just abandoning their vans. I think they're done with this whole situation and they're trying to leave. A few of the vans actually drove to Jude's building. Her apartment building.
Okay. Okay.
Was that before or after we arrived there?
That is after you arrived, but before you... Wait, I'm sorry. That is before you arrived, and they were still there when you left.
Okay, good to know.
and it's specifically the kind of van, the blacked out van that we saw before.
Yeah, you were able, in the way you were able to follow them is you've tracked them from the warehouse. They do kind of blend in with the rest of all the other work vans that are everywhere. The distinguishing factor is they look newer.
And I see them. They're just parked outside her apartment.
On the
I
side of
assume
the
I could go to like a live feed.
Yeah, you could see live that there are two vans just parked on the street, on the side that are still outside of her building.
Here, what here is in the greatest danger?
When you say here, what do you mean? Because that like could be a lot of things. In the situations where the vans are, in your situation, or in the city situation?
Yes, I would say not overall, because I think everyone's in danger there. Where the vans are, because maybe someone's in those vans that we need to go get.
What you know is, Sigurd, did you share with just Jude the cell phone that you found? Or did you share it with Slash?
Yeah. No, I would have given it to Jude because I
took it.
Yeah.
Do I go back? Like, can I scroll through the feed and see people bringing someone into those vans?
You don't see anyone bringing stuff into those vans. You see them taking stuff out, though. And one guy is, he's kind of a middle-aged guy, and he's wearing, like a leather jacket, and he brings out this case that looks like it's about 2 meters in length, and he walks it in through the door, and several of the goons are piling out of the van, and they're all wearing long jackets and stuff, which is appropriate for this time of year, but they're wearing very bulky clothing, and it looks mostly like they're just unpacking out of the van and no one gets back in it.
And they're going specifically into Jude's building.
Into Jude's building, yeah.
Okay. I get that's it, right? The 2 questions.
Well, and you said who is in the greatest danger? I'm going to answer that a little vaguely. I apologize, but who is in the greatest danger? A lot of those guys just walked into that building, so you could assume that anyone that was, you're associated with might be in danger. They were there before you got there, and you did not see them. Now, you guys walked into the front door, you walked up the stairs, or you took the elevator the first time and the stairs down. You didn't encounter them. So what they're doing there, you haven't determined. But this number of people on their own would be a threat for you if you encountered them.
Okay. So I disconnect from the camera, and I look to Jude and say, I'm ready to cut down now.
And she'll just slowly lower him back down.
I kind of relay back with what I saw. Like, I guess we missed it when we went outside, but some of those vans from the warehouse were at your apartment, Jude. They're still there. I saw some of those goons go in, a lot of them.
Well, now I regret closing that portal. There's 8 to 10 floors in that building. Quite a few floors. We can search the whole building. It's just going to take a while.
I mean, I'm just going to throw this out here. Anyone else get maybe the vibe that a certain doctor has just a secret underground lab underneath your apartment building?
If that's the case, that might not be my apartment building anymore, and I might be just leaving my lease.
And just spitballing here, maybe everyone around you, including a certain person, maybe it's all just a ploy by Mr. Daedalus. Sorry, maybe I'm being a little bit too conspiratorial here.
And Jude just has this pained look on her face before, taking one deep breath. Let's head back, see if we can find them, and take it from there. So I want her to create another portal back to the apartment, presumably. And then
She's
after
very
we
good
go
at that.
through, I would like to close the portal.
Okay. And you open the portal, and it looks like it's going to drop you right back into your apartment. And I'm assuming you all through step 3.
Yep.
We're going in back to your apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
And as you walk back into your apartment, you still see James on the floor with his water and crackers.
Well, we put him on the couch with a little throw pillow under his head, so he should be comfy.
It looks like we are reaching, like the sun is starting to set. So the sun's going to be down in probably like 10 or 15 minutes, and it's becoming night.
Okay. Do you want to start from the top and go down? Just try to see if we can get straight to a basement. What do we want to do? What is the plan before we go in?
I'm going to go for the basement thing since it was my idea. The rest of you search the building down from here, I guess.
I think we got to stick together. There
Yeah,
was
let's
a
all come
lot of
together.
guys.
If we are going to the basement, we all go to the basement.
Fair enough. Basement it is.
So as you guys are working your way sort of through the apartment, you're working on this floor, right? Are you going like door to door, or are you just going straight down to the basement of the building and just skipping all the other floors?
We're going to go straight down, start there, and then if we need to go back up, we can go back up.
Okay. So as you're working your way down, moving you here, as you're walking down the stairs, you see Marcel and Rusty sitting outside the building. And so the stairs to the basement are not off of the main stairwell. You have to kind of go down the hallway through a closet, and then a small stairwell goes down there because most people don't go to the basement. It's just like electrical stuff as far as you know. And actually the elevator doesn't even go down that far. But Marcel waves to you as you're on the first level to the entrance.
I'll wave back and just continue with where I'm going. I don't want to get him all wrapped up in this.
Yeah, so when you get
Hopefully
down to
he'll
the
stay
basement,
safe.
it's mostly, like I was saying, there's a big breaker box. There's a giant like conglomeration of pipes and stuff that connect to the city sewer and the city water and all that. You see several mice, or I should say in Boston, they're not mice, they're rats. Huge Boston rats that hiss at you and run away as you enter in. It's very dark, but it's actually kind of a small, it's actually a large closet, really, the basement area here.
Slash has seen the Boston Rats play at Tony's Club. Just letting you know.
So over under on there being a secret entrance here.
I think that's what we got to look for.
Sigurd just begins poking every single wall.
You look
What if-
around for a
what if
while.
Sigurd goes and actually like searches, and then I want Jude to help Sigurd. If we can use that singular team that we have, if we need to roll anything.
Yeah,
that
let's
works.
do it. I think the best we've got here is assess the situation. Let's do a plus superior. And I think the way it works using the team is you get a +1, which is Jude helping you.
All right. Well, I already have a -2 because I still feel guilty. So that's a total
Oh no!
of.
If I had known, I would have done it. I have a 0.
Oh, no, it's too late. I only have a
Rest in
-1
peace.
though.
I have a 3 superior.
4, no.
I wanted to say too, there are a few ways that you can clear conditions, and that's usually marked on your playbook. So you might have special ways for whatever your playbook is. You can also comfort and support each other, which you actually have to role play that out, and then there's a check to actually remove conditions too. So if you support each other, you can get through these conditions that you have.
Well, no, this is a good thing because
Jude
now
is very distracted.
I have marked my full potential, which means I finally can take another move.
Or you could take your moment of truth.
I was gonna save that. Well, can I save that for the battle or?
You can
You
save
don't
it
have
for whenever.
to use it now. You just unlock it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna unlock my moment of truth, but I'm not gonna actually activate it right now.
And the way those work is whenever you want to activate it, I just give the narrative over to you and you tell us what happens.
Okay.
The playbook gives you some kind of direction on how it's flavored specifically for you, but
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. Yeah, that'll work.
Hopefully you don't have to call the entire team in to get your moment of truth.
But Sigurd,
I'll
as
let it
you're
be a
searching,
surprise.
around, it's a dusty, dank, dark basement, and there are lots of rats here. It's pretty disgusting.
Now, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is I'm pretty sure with this amount of rats, you can get a reduction in your rates because Boston code and whatnot. But bad news, I'm not finding a secret entrance. Maybe this basement idea was a bust.
Do we want to try all the floors?
I mean, do we have any
Hey.
other leads?
Maybe Marcel saw something. He's probably been here all day.
You know what? That's a good idea. Let's go
He's
ask
usually
him.
there. So we'll go out to Marcel, who previously saw us going downstairs. Hey, Marcel, did you see any people coming into the building, like movers, and where they might have gone?
And Marcel looks at the three of you. He's seen you before, of course, and he says, "Hey, hey, Jude. This is some weird stuff going on. Are you guys okay?"
Yeah, How long have you been out here? Have you just been hanging out here all day?
Yeah, I might have skipped school today because I just didn't feel like going. So just been hanging out with Rusty.
Did you see anybody come in the building?
There's a lot of people back and forth.
Yeah.
These guys, a bunch of jerks, locked the elevator.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been taking the stairs when I need to go to the bathroom or something, but that's about it.
Okay. Have you seen young Mew around?
No, I haven't seen her today. She should have been. She usually goes to class or dinner or something around now. I haven't seen her yet. Are you guys doing something?
I mean, I just haven't seen her either. I don't know if she's just busy or something, but yeah. Don't I just stay safe, dude. Okay? Because it looks like a lot of stuff is happening out here.
Yeah, we'll do. You guys be safe too. Whatever's making all these people fall over. This is pretty weird.
And I want Jude to go back inside. Is there a way to tell on the elevator what floor it's on?
Yes, it is locked on the ceiling.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta go up all those stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have to go all the way upstairs. So instead of a basement layer, it's a penthouse layer.
The best kind.
Well, it was gonna be one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to walk up all of the stairs and make our way upstairs.
Okay, so it's a trek as you guys are going up each flight of stairs. Jude, I guess you said you were taking the lead. Are you very determined here as you're walking up?
I'm very determined. Would that count as let's see. Where is the thing? Does this count as overexerting myself?
I don't think so, and I'll talk a little more about that. So as you guys are going up, Sigurd, you notice very quickly, right away, that Jude is normally a little more drained when she does stuff with her powers, like she gets a little weaker. She's actually doing okay right now, and she's charging up this staircase pretty confidently. And that does stand out in your mind.
I mean, I have some thoughts on that, but I don't think I'm gonna actually like stop and address them now. Mostly because I want us to stay focused on task. I don't want us to get distracted.
And then I think Sasha... Oh, go ahead.
Are we going up the stairs like the Ghostbusters? Like as we go up each flight, we get more and more tired, and it's just kind of funny.
I mean, maybe you do, but I have super durability, so.
God damn it. But as we go, I'm gonna say, I don't know what, dude, Sigurd, I don't know what we're walking into. But what I do know is that I don't think I'd want to walk into anything. I'm just really glad that you're backing me up here, backing us up, because having you with us, when you were gone, that was a big bummer. And having you with us, somehow it just makes me feel safer. Is that weird? I'm trying to comfort Sigurd.
Yeah. You're going to be rolling a plus mundane for me.
In a weird, like 16-year-old awkward way of speaking. It's plus mundane.
Yeah, plus mundane.
Now the odds of this working is pretty low.
Well, I hope it works. Hey! Exactly. Hey.
So the way this works is on a hit, he hears you, and Sigurd marks potential, clears a condition, or shifts any label, so one up and one down, if Sigurd opens up to you.
I'm going to immediately get rid of insecure, and I will say, not gonna lie, it feels nice to be depended on. I was gone that whole year. It was, I'm not gonna say traumatizing, but it was definitely an eye opener. So it's good to hear that people still trust and rely on me.
And I know we kind of saw our futures there for a little bit, but the guy I know isn't gonna do what I said you were gonna. It gets confusing, but like I don't think. And I shut up. Self-aware.
I just sort of pat him on the shoulder, and then before he can complain, I pick him up in a princess carry, and I'm like, all right, come on, you're taking way too long.
Yeah.
Oh.
On the plus side, now he's not going to be winded when we get to the penthouse.
I think Slash, Sigurd, why don't you do a plus mundane for me too, to see if you are comforting Slash as well with this exchange. If your carry is working to comfort him.
-4 to this.
Oh boy.
Hey, mine was -2. Mine was minus as well.
No.
How come everybody else has conditions? I'm just like sailing here.
You do get a potential here, Sigurd, so with a failure, but yeah, it doesn't really seem to comfort Slash the way you're carrying him perhaps up the stairs. It's not a bodyguard moment. And Jude, you're the first one to
squirm a little bit.
Maybe Slash he's that kind of skinny where he's just all bones and corners to where it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. Like his elbows digging into your side, that sort of thing.
That's did it for sure.
But Jude, you reach the top of the stairs first, and it looks like the whole roof is accessible through this staircase. And there's a door that's normally locked on the inside and the outside so that, people can't go out. And then if someone somehow got on the roof like Spider-Man or something, they couldn't come in. And it looks like the lock on it's completely broken and the door is slightly ajar.
Is everybody else up with me? Or do I need to wait like 30 seconds for them to catch up?
Oh, yeah, they kind of fell behind. Oh, you're right behind? Okay. I was going to say with the comforting and the magic moment, maybe that you got ahead of them, but maybe not.
So I put Slash down and I say, all right, so maybe I should go in first.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not going to complain.
Should we look out and see if there's like anything happening? If we can hear something, see something from our vantage point before we go in?
Well, let's do this dramatically. And I activate my shield, walk up to the door, and give it a good solid kick.
So are you guys doing any kind of plan, or are you just walking into this?
Oh, no,
Apparently we are walking into this,
We're walking into this.
Okay.
I think just as Sigurd is going to turn his shield on and kick, I turn to Jude. I'm like, all right, I think, and then we hear the bang of the door.
We have a role reversal here.
All right. So moving you to the top of the building. So the sun is definitely down now. It is dark. The lights on the city have come up. So there's a lot going on this roof. So first of all, there's not too much here apart from some air conditioning units and stuff. You actually have full range of the entire building. There is a railing, a small railing around the edge of the roof to keep people from, accidentally falling off, but it's very easy to get over if anyone were ever actually determined. This thing is like an antenna or something that's going in the air. It's a grating or a scaffolding. But before you, there are probably 8 goons or just random guys. What immediately captures your attention is Dr. Daedalus. He's at the edge of the roof. He is planted into the ground on like a stand, it's a blackish gray staff, and at the top of it is a gem, which Jude is the gem that he kind of created when you gave him that rock that you took from the container the very, very first time we played. And he pulled the power from the negative zone to create this gem. It's embedded in the top of the staff. All that you see immediately, Jude, but probably the thing that would gather your attention the quickest is the fact that Youngmi is floating in air over the edge of the building, probably some 5 or 6 feet away from the edge in air. So below her is the street. And connected to her from the staff is it's like a crackling bolt of purple lightning. And immediately when you walk onto the roof, she turns to you and she yells your name. And then the goons all kind of react at once. They turn around. They're all carrying small machine guns, which they raise towards you. And about this time, you get Daedalus's attention, and he turns. And he's saying this to you, Jude. Why, hello, my dear. I knew that you would come. You are here just in time for the ritual to complete, and you will be healed forever, and we may continue the work.
I'm trying to see whether or not I could get over there before getting shot. Let's see.
I don't think he'd let you get shot. He needs you.
Yeah, I will try walking over there. Are they going to shoot me if I start walking towards that direction?
Their guns are pointed at Slash and Sigurd, and they kind of ignore you, Jude, as you approach. And Daedalus waves you over like he's waving his hands for you to approach. If you haven't learned by now, your survival requires the consumption of energy. As you have grown stronger, your needs have increased. The people who collapsed around the city were because of you, as your powers have expanded.
And I'm just gonna have her keep walking up. I don't want her to respond yet.
And Daedalus just keeps monologuing. In the hidden magical knowledge, I have found the solution. An ancient ritual that will allow you to channel the negative zone. After that, your power should be limitless. It does, of course, require a sacrifice of someone close to you. But this one, and he points to Youngmi, they will do. Her sacrifice will save you, my dear.
Honestly, Daedalus, I don't care about getting saved. And I want her to punch him with some super strength. There's like superhuman physique like 5 times on this infinite powers list. Can I use that to punch him real hard?
Yeah, let's do a directly engage a threat. So roll plus danger for me.
Make it an uppercut so it sends him over the barrier.
I think if he drops over the barrier, Youngmi might drop to her death. So I'm gonna just punch him normally and hope that she doesn't drop to her death.
Yeah, that's fair.
So pick one for me. Resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for everyone, or impress, surprise, or frighten them.
I I want to take something from him, and I want to see if I can grab that staff.
Okay. Yes, the staff is stuck into the floor on something.
Can
So
I
you
grab
want to
the gem
take...
from the staff? Something?
Yes, you can. Since you
I would
did
like
not
to do that.
you did not avoid their blows, so what happens is
Yep.
as you reach towards the staff, a bolt of purple lightning like zooms out towards you, but Dr. Daedalus actually raises his hand and the bolt of lightning dissipates. And he says, "Jude, my dear, no." And so what you're trying, so your hand is on the staff. So I'll say what happens is you're starting to lurch it free from this thing that it's attached to. So it's kind of bolted into the ground, but he did stop the lightning from hitting you. Like he actually did not let it harm you. And he says, "No, my dear, you are my crowning achievement. I struggled for years to engineer life, but nothing could survive. You were my ultimate triumph. You are my daughter. Your genetic mutation was the key. I blacked out your mind to forget the early days, and it's why you have no memories of parents or a childhood. You are the supreme accomplishment of my life's work. I created you, and I will save you." So at this point, I'm going to go to Slash or Sigurd. You've heard this whole exchange.
I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to use my moment of truth.
Okay,
So,
take it away.
As it reads, freedom is not free, but not every mission ends in tragedy. When things look bleakest, when your back is against the wall, when it seems the dawn will never come, you find a way forward without violence. Your enemies lay down their arms and surrender. Your allies step back from the brink of chaos. Of course, the people you saved aren't going to forget what you've done here today. They may even come to see you as a symbol of the higher cause you claim to serve. So, upon hearing the whole daughter exchange, Sigurd kind of clears his throat and says to everyone, "You know, I'm not very much with the words. I don't do the whole speech thing well. But what I do know is this, Doctor. If she truly is your daughter, as you claim, then there is a point where you need to realize your pursuit of protecting her, your pursuit of saving her, there needs to be a limit, because not only are you harming her at this point, you are harming the good people of Boston. And it is at this point that, should you not let her roommate go, if you do not stop this now, I will make sure that you and your daughter will never know peace."
And the two
And-
goons. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Like
you
the two groups of goons, they look at you, Sigurd, and they exchange words, and one guy's like, "Oh, look at that shield that guy's got. He must be an Avenger." And they hear your speech, it impacts them so heavily that half of them drop their weapons and the other half just run away. And Daedalus turns to you, Sigurd, and he says, "So what do you propose, young man? If we do nothing, Jude's consumption will destroy a third of the city."
You're a smart man. You must know a way to reverse the process, or at least stop it.
"I've tried and failed countless times to recreate the experiment that made Jude, and I was met only with failure. I've even tried to engineer a solution to her condition, many, many times, but science has given me no answers."
Out of character, we never heard from Agatha again, did we?
Nope.
Hmm.
And I'm increasing the count on this staff by 1 for a reason. It's going to keep counting
Yeah,
up.
It's been some time.
Yeah, I figured as much. Then what I'll say is this. I say, well, whatever you did with Agatha must have granted you the knowledge of the mystical arts. Surely there is something besides the sacrifice of a roommate that would work here.
The
There must be
destruction
some
of
other way.
the destruction of any soul will repair Jude's aura and allow her to survive. It seems most
Then-
prudent to use her friend because the transference will be less traumatic to Jude.
Doctor, I want to be clear here. You said any soul?
Oh, yes, I believe any soul that is comfortable with her will not, the transference will not be as extreme or painful.
So this entire time, I imagine I've been sort of walking up towards him, just very, hands up, not very confrontational. And him permitting, I'm just going to put a hand on one of his shoulder and say, Doctor, if you truly care for her as you claim to, I think you are the one that needs to go here, not her roommate.
Slash silently goes, sick burn.
Slash, have you just been creeping around while all this has happened? Try to get around him?
Slash is, when the guys were there with the guns, he was full hands up, terrified because he's been shot at, almost shot. He's still terrified from before. So he was definitely not doing anything. Now that they've kind of gone, he's moved to the side, but he has this sneaking suspicion that this is playing out in a way that feels familiar. So I'm kind of watching at this point.
And Daedalus says to you, Sigurd, well, it is possible that my death would complete the ritual. It is also as likely that the ritual will fail with my death. Believe me, if I knew that someone else could complete it at the cost of my life, I would certainly do that to save my daughter.
Well, you have a choice then, Mr. Daedalus. Either you're going to step into that thing or I will.
Hey, Doc, I yell from to the side. Are you sure this is going to work? Even if it's someone else other than you?
He looks at you. Would you like an example of what I have learned?
No. Just a yes or no. I asked you a question.
And he turns to you, Sigurd. I question now why you who have stood against me before seem to now claim to have the best intentions. You seem to me to be inexperienced. I think you're here trying to distract what the work is. Do you truly care for Jude, or are you yourself just a pretense? I do not have confidence in who you are. And what he is trying to do is he's trying to shift some of your labels, Sigurd. He's trying to use his influence. He's trying to lower, I think he's trying to lower your savior and raise your danger.
I mean, I could do with a reduction to savior. I am currently at cap of 3. I would just go down the 1, yeah?
Yeah, you go down 1 and up the other, so he is lowering your savior and raising your danger 1.
Because I think, it would be benefit to do so. So as I reply to this, I say, you're right. I was more or less locked away for what felt like a year or perhaps longer in the negative zone, thanks to you, of course. But during my time away, I realized that I have a connection with Jude. It's not the same connection that obviously she has with young me, but it is a connection nonetheless. And to put it bluntly, I would be a very bad teammate if I did not care for her well-being. However, Doctor, I make again it very clear that either you release young me and take her place, or I'm going to be doing it such that I'm the one taking young me's place. You have the option. Which will it be?
Can I do something before?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You guys
Absolutely.
keep going. So as that conversation is going on, and while it's clear that Daedalus and Sigurd are focused on each other, I'd like to take my flip phone and use my power to kind of, it still has a data plan, reach out and try to send just any sort of signal to S.H.I.E.L.D. or to someone, to S.H.I.E.L.D. I know they're in the area, saying that this is exactly where they need to be right now.
Yeah, you do you get a connection from a phone, actually an answering service, and the message is, hello, you've reached the office of Dr. Puerto Rico, or of Captain Puerto Rico. I'm sorry I'm away at the moment. Please leave a message and I will rescue you promptly.
I'll wait the appropriate amount of time and try it again. But I understand.
I mean, honestly, I just spam call when I reach an answering machine. So Slash can.
I'm not, because Slash isn't calling. He's using his. I'm trying to like use my ability to kind of like hack into the internet
and call.
Get into Shield services, and ping like their highest alert in the Boston area.
Okay.
With that,
Because I actually don't have. The only phone number I have for Shield is also Jensen. So I need to go a step further than that.
Daedalus, I think he was watching you as you were slinking around Slash, and he looks to you as you pull the phone out of your pocket and you start using your powers. And he says, "No, there will be none of that." And he waves his hands and Slash vanishes.
Cool.
I was going to say.
Oh man, my dude.
Am I invisible or am I dead?
So we'll jump directly to the next thing that happens to Slash. So Slash, you blink and you're standing in Boston downtown. You know, you've been here several times. The thing is that the city is full of people. It looks like maybe 2 or 3 hours earlier than the time where you were back on the roof. The people are actually frozen in motion on the sidewalk. But what immediately catches your attention is flying down from above is Solidus or Future Slash. And he says, "It is you. I knew that I would see you again."
Yeah. I don't really. Wait. What time is it?
It looks like where you are now, it's like 2 or 3 o'clock.
If I pull out my phone and try to call someone, I assume it. I'm going to try that. So I say, "Hold on a sec," and I pull out my flip phone. I try to call someone.
It doesn't have signal.
I figure there's no signal when I need it. I don't need a lecture, future me. I fucked up. Nothing we can do about it now, I guess.
So you let Jude go on that rooftop and you just let Sigurd do what he wanted to do. Everything I said to you about protecting her, everything I said to you about her dying, you just ignored all of it.
I'm thinking back to the last time we encountered Dr. Daedalus. And I remember last time I saw things that weren't real. So I think I shout out, "Hey, Sigurd, you still there? Jude?" And I waited a second.
And Future Slash, I'm just going to call him Solidus. Solidus flies down and he scoops you up, like he grabs you by the shoulder and picks you up in the air. And he says, "I am done with you. If I can't save Jude, I'm at least going to be done with you." And he starts flying up in the air, holding you like you're going up.
Half of me wants to let him do it, but the other half wants. Wait, killing me doesn't stop them from doing this, though. They probably still go up there if I'm not around.
It'll make me feel a lot better.
What? Dude, we're in some sort of like negative zone. Why don't we just go to Tony's and like listen to some cool music or something? I think if everything goes the way you said and the world's kind of going to go to shit, why don't we just do that? When was the last time you went there? Huh?
The last time I went there was right before it was destroyed, the entire city, all because of Sigurd.
So this is your chance, dude. Or you could help me get back to wherever I was. You know, positive thinking. Let's do it.
Positive
You're
thinking,
from
huh?
the future. You're smarter than me, so you probably know a way to do it. Just think about it.
I think I know exactly what you need. And slash,
All right.
he drops you, and you are falling.
Can I do something first?
Yeah.
When he gets me up there, I want to take my cell phone. It's one of those like Razor phones, so it's got like the. If you ever had a Motorola Razor, it's kind of the one point's kind of like it has like an edge to it. I want to just say, you know what, dude? If this is what you're gonna do, fuck it, and I stab him in the eye with my phone.
Nice. Let's do a plus danger, please.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you were stabbing with a phone.
You were, and
It's
I
a
think
flip
what
phone.
happened. I think what happens is as you go to stab him, that's exactly the time where he drops you. So he's too far away. Like maybe you scratch the corner of his cheek or something as you're falling. But you were really high up. Like you were actually over the tops of the buildings and you are falling through the air.
Well, what is there to do?
Well, I believe I Can Fly begins playing, and then Peter Pan and Tinkerbell come and tell you to start chanting your name and believing.
We already believed in fairies, so it's your turn, Slash. Believe in fairies.
Slash, give me a plus freak.
This would be a very good time to roll a 12.
This would be a very good time to finally learn how to fly, since apparently you're capable of it.
Slash is still falling. So as this scene cuts away, we see Slash continuing to fall. He's falling beside the building or one of the buildings. But then we move back to the roof. So you guys just saw Slash disappear. He just vanished. Oh,
So
and
remind me, young me is suspended midair, if I remember correctly,
Off the side of the building.
off the side of the building.
Yeah, off the side. She's in midair, probably 8 feet away from the building and probably like 10 or 12 feet up from like the edge, like up 12 and over 8 feet.
Based on the distances, is it possible for me to leap up to her and then throw her to, say, like Jude?
The challenge would be the throwing part. Like you could probably jump and get to her, but you have no idea, first of all, what's holding her up. And if you got to her, would both of you just keep going? Or would there be a way for you to brace yourself to throw her? Like you'd actually have to have some kind of leverage to move her in a different direction.
Saving young me. I want Jude to use an adult move. I would like to wield my powers and see if I can't somehow destroy this staff or crystal in front of me.
Okay.
Maybe by absorbing the energy that it's creating or something like that.
Oh,
But
nice.
I do have bolstered now, so I can use an adult move once.
Okay. Yeah, it's a plus freak. Or no, that's wield your powers. Yeah, that's it. Wield your powers, the adult move. Yep, plus freak.
Yep.
Right, so on a plus 10, choose to take hold of something vulnerable to you, create something useful, or neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now.
I would like to take hold of something vulnerable to me, which is presumably the staff that I'm right next to. And neutralize its threat, probably by preventing it from going up for a certain amount of time. I wouldn't say it would necessarily be neutralized 100%, but maybe for a short period.
And when you grab the staff and you grab your hands on it, use your power, the bolt of purple lightning cuts off from young me. However, she does drop from her position and she's falling down the side of the building.
Oh, I mean, the moment that the bolt of lightning goes off, I just take off running and try to tackle her midair.
Where would you be trying to, like, you just want to go down with her, or are you trying to move her somewhere else?
I mean, if the gap in the buildings is such that I could potentially get across, then great. If not, hey, I keep saying I've got super durability for a reason. I'll
Okay.
take the cushioning blow.
I'm not sure if that's how physics works, but I really want that to be how physics works.
I mean, that's how superhero physics works anyway.
Let's do it directly engage a threat. So plus danger, please.
Sure. All right. It's just going to be, it's a good thing I took the thing because I'm now rolling at a 1. Survey says full hit, 12.
Nice. So as you're running, Daedalus turns to you and he starts to do some waving with his hands. So you have to pick 2 of these. You can resist or avoid their blows, which would be Daedalus. Take something from them, create an opportunity, which would probably be the thing you're trying to do with young me. Or the last one is impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
So I get 2. So I'm definitely going to do the thing with young me. And then the other thing that I'll do is I will avoid their blows.
If I can describe this one for you, I think the way, logistically, the best way this would work is as she starts to fall, you race over to the edge of the building and you throw out your hand and you grab her, like you catch her arm. And she was so far away that you couldn't, like, most of your body is also off the edge. So like maybe your feet are just barely on, or maybe actually probably the better way to describe it is like you've got one hand on the edge of the building, one hand holding her, and both of you are pretty much dangling off the side, but you caught her.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
And that is gonna hurt later. So much. Jude's gonna look over and just make sure that Sigurd and Young Mir are okay. I know Daedalus is probably gonna try to attack them again, so I think she's gonna stay over here to hopefully engage him.
They look precarious. They are hanging on by a thread, if you will, but she's not falling anymore, and Sigurd is holding on to the edge of the building.
Could I use gravity manipulation to make it easier for Sigurd to pull her back up?
You could.
I would like to use gravity manipulation.
Let's do a plus danger, please.
Okay, that would be using the infinite powers, and infinite powers likes me. I will mark that off my list.
Is infinite powers the one that you get? Oh, that's, you just rolled this in. Okay,
Marking
cool.
my doom track. Yeah,
Cool.
I marked
Yeah.
it.
So you can also pick 2. Daedalus was starting to do something, so you could avoid that, take something from them, create an opportunity, or surprise, impress him.
I would like to create an opportunity for my allies to get back up and hopefully out of danger. And resist or avoid their blows.
So what happens is Daedalus does something with his hands. He waves like some sort of spell he's creating, and the staff that you were holding doesn't do anything. He looks at it like he was expecting it to do something, and he looks rather confused. And he also just is completely ignoring Sigurd and young me. And it's about this time you notice behind Dr. Daedalus, flying up through the air, is Slash. And that's right, Slash is no longer falling, Slash is flying. So Slash, hey, guess what? You can fly.
That's the sound he makes.
So what happens was you were falling, and just before you hit the ground, you realized that future you could fly. Why couldn't you fly now? And then you just stopped and open your eyes, and here you are, flying off of the edge of the building here behind Daedalus.
So I think I fly over and I try as quietly as I can, and I'm sure Sigurd and Jude can probably see this if they're looking, but I'm hoping to just land down on the top behind Daedalus quietly.
I think with the distraction that Jude created, you could very easily get pretty close to him.
I land behind him, and then I kind of motion to Jude like, do you want me to grab the stick, or do you want me to? I point at Daedalus and like kind of put my hands up like, huh? And then I point at the stick, huh?
Well, aren't I closer to the stick? So presumably you would think to maybe attack him.
Okay, if I see Jude,
just interfered with staff.
I'll land on the deck, and then I will use my I'll try to use my powers to kind of shove Daedalus into the barrier.
Into the barrier, like over the edge of the building, or where's he going?
Yeah, into that fence. I want to kind of knock him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whether he goes over or not is up to him.
Okay, let's do a plus danger. You said barrier. I was thinking something magical. That's where my head is. Yeah, so the same thing. Or directly engaging a threat. You could resist anything from him, take something from him, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten him.
I think I surprise him.
Yeah, so
which
you
think surprising him would create the opportunity for the allies, but
he might recover. He might recover quicker. So as you land and you push him, he turns around and like he sees you. He's pushed back into the barrier, but he kind of recovers himself, and then his eyes lock on the staff that you're holding, Jude. And Sigurd, as you're holding young meat, she's not particularly heavy, but you have a very precarious hold on the edge of the building here. Why don't you roll a plus freak for me, please?
Could I pitch a savior instead? Because I am attempting to not only save myself, but young me as well.
Yeah, that sounds good. Defending, yep, that'll work.
And it should be a little bit easier to pull her over due to the gravity shenanigans from before.
Oh, you know what? Why don't we do... we could say that Nick is assisting with that, so you could use one of your team to give Sigurd a +1.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it. Survey says 13, a full hit.
Nice.
Ooh.
So you can choose one. So you've managed to hold her up. You can add a team to the pool. You can take influence over someone you protect, or you can clear a condition from yourself.
Oh. I think I'm going to clear a condition. And then I can't choose it twice, can I?
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to take some influence over young me. And by that, I mean, as I pull us both up, I just very quietly whisper to her, look, I don't know what's going on between you and Jude. All I know is every time she looks at her phone, she cringes inside. So maybe give her a little bit of a break.
And she says, at this point, I'm not going to argue with that. I just want us to get out of here.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And I'm gonna get rid of angry. So I now only have the one condition.
And Daedalus, he turns to you, Jude, and he says, my dear, this is foolish. This is foolish. Do you not understand? If you break off the ritual, a third of this city will die. They will become the battery for your powers. If you let me complete the ritual, you will be safe. The people will be safe. And he's trying to, he's trying to raise your savior, and lower your freak.
I would like to reject that.
Okay, go for it. Yes, on a 7 to 9, you can clear a condition. You can shift one label up and down, your choice, or you can cancel his influence and take a +1.
I would like to cancel his influence and take a +1.
Okay, tell us what's going through Jude's mind as she rejects that.
Jude is going to lash out at him, and I don't know if there will be any side effects to that. We can see how wackadoo her powers are going, but she's just going to slowly go up to him, and as she's doing it, she is just going to say, getting angrier as she's going, I never asked for these powers, and I never asked for you to do anything. So to say you're doing this for me it's no. And I want her to presumably engage a threat. Or wait, let me check a thing. Can I try to overwhelm a vulnerable foe? Is he vulnerable?
Yeah, he's right on the edge of the building / sort of pushed him there.
And as she does this, I get on all fours under his legs, so she can shove him over.
Okay. So Jude, if you'd like to engage a threat,
thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you gauge a threat, you get the +1 from / helping you. That's
Okay.
plus danger. That's an 11. Sure.
Oh no, I added the +1.
Oh, okay. So it's 10. So you have 2 of these choices. You can resist his blows because he will do something fighting back, take something from him, create an opportunity, impress, surprise, or frighten him. Probably one of those is create an opportunity as he goes off the side of the building, I imagine.
One of what I was trying to do was overwhelm a vulnerable foe with my bolstered.
So how does that translate to what's going to happen to him?
That is on adult moves over on the left. It's essentially the same thing as directly engage a threat, except has different options.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh, okay. Fight's over. Cool. Yeah. So he's just going to go over the edge, I imagine. So you have to choose one. You take a powerful blow, you hurt your foe more than you intended, or you cause serious collateral damage.
I think I'm definitely hurting him more than I intended because Jude is angry. She does not have very good control over her powers right now. Who knows what might be happening to him as he is going sailing off the side of the building.
He was not expecting your move and / he did not see you. So what happens, Jude, is as you push it back, he trips and he falls off the side and you hear a no as he goes splat on the ground. He is very dead.
Before he goes splat and becomes very dead, Sigurd's just going to shout, wait, we need him. And is going to repeat the young me thing where he maybe tries to go after him, and whether or not I catch him is entirely up to you.
With her move, the unintentional consequence, she decided I don't think he can.
All right, fair enough. So I guess I miss catching it, and I catch the side of the building. I'm like, damn.
Well, it was either that or maybe destroy the building.
Well, you know, we take what we can.
Like, what's going to happen if we break this staff, though?
So as I crawl back up. All right, so do we know how to turn off the staff?
Sigurd, your shield, which you've had active it active the whole time, has just kind of, you've not really been paying attention to it. But what you notice is it's always been shimmering since the moment you activated it, even when it was like in the dark apartment. It has continuously been growing brighter and brighter since you got on this roof, and it's been sort of resonating a bit on your arm. And as it gets closer to that staff, it just really starts resonating.
Okay, I have a terrible idea. Young me, go with Jude / keep them from falling off the building, but I'm about to hit this thing really hard.
Yeah, I think I move. I try to move everyone to like over here, away from the edges of the building.
And yeah, once everyone is safe, I'm just gonna cock my hand back, and then with the shield in front of my fist, or maybe it's a slap kind of motion, I slam the shield into the crystal at the top.
Okay. As you're
And just
doing,
before you do it, hold on. Just before he does it, I'm like, wait.
I
Is this
maybe
the
get like
thing?
halfway.
Yeah. You stop halfway, like, and you probably give me like a annoyed look. Like, is this the thing future me was telling us not to do?
Well, we're about to find out, and then I keep going.
Fair enough. He's a dick.
as the
And then
shield
we
is
blow up
going,
Boston.
as the shield is going down, Jude, you're watching his, you're watching Sigurd lower his shield down on this gem to try to destroy it, and then before you, all around you you see cracks start forming in all the area around you, and then it just seems like all around you is surrounded in like broken glass.
Can I
And
see
it looks
anything?
as though time all around you is frozen. And it's just you standing here in this strange broken glass-like landscape.
Can I recognize everything, or is it like stained glass imagery around me?
It looks like somebody imprinted reality on a piece of glass and then broke it. So what you see are fragments of your view of the roof, sort of.
Can I see any people?
You don't see any people, and then as you look around, materializing behind you is Agatha.
She's gonna walk up to Agatha, see if Agatha notices her.
She looks at you. Oh, hey, Jude. Well, this is weird. Kind of didn't come out the way I intended, but okay.
What's happening here?
Well, I threw you in the mirror universe for just a moment. Well, I'm kind of stuck somewhere in the negative zone, but that's not what we need to talk about. So I saw you kill Daedalus. Good job, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what the consequences are of that are, but so relief.
Listen, I don't really have much time. Whole negative zone thing and all, but he's not wrong. That ritual is the only thing that I know of that would heal your aura so that you're not sapping the life of, well, a third of the city of Boston. He was right about that. So if you destroy that staff, well, yeah, those people that are unconscious are going to go more unconscious and all the way to dead.
I don't want to kill anyone. Not even to save myself, you know?
Well, Jude, I'm sorry, but those are your choices. When you started using your powers, this is what happened. Listen, I can't keep this up much longer. Well, this is a little hard to explain, but I'm about to be completely wiped away from this dimension. But that doesn't really matter. Basically, all I can give you, or all I can be, is Jiminy Cricket telling you to let your conscience be your guide. I just wanted you to know that, actually, nothing Daedalus said was a lie.
I would say that's comforting, but honestly, it's not very comforting.
Well, before I disappear, I feel like I should have some sort of giant words of wisdom or something, but really, the only thing I can think about right now is how I really wish I had a taco or something. I'm really hungry. Anyway, so long, kid. See you around.
Thanks. And I
just
guess she'll watch Agatha disappear.
well, what happens immediately is that glass that was shattered, that whole appearance of the landscape around you just continues. Like the glass, the fragments just fall away and immediately disappear, and you're back on the roof. And Sigurd is. It was sort of slow motion before, and it's even slower now. You're seeing him as the shield is going down onto the staff.
So I'm assuming Jude doesn't like yell, "Hey, stop!" or she just lets
No, I don't think so. I don't know what Jude would do. Jude doesn't want to do any of this. Besides, would Sigurd even understand if she said, "Hey, stop," while everything's in slow motion?
I
I don't
mean,
know.
he already stopped once for Slash.
Um, I think she's going to yell out for Sigurd to stop, and then I want her to go over, grab the staff, and then use the sling ring to go somewhere unpopulated.
Okay.
I'm
Where would you
thinking
want
the
to go?
middle of the Pacific Ocean, honestly.
Okay.
But
So create a portal and take the staff, or just throw it.
yeah, maybe it's a proximity thing. I don't know.
Okay. So give me a plus freak to see if you can create the portal. In thi-
Solvable.
yeah. In this case, when you do the spinning
I think
motion
she's
with your
too
hands
nervous.
with the ring, there's just a few sparks, and that's it. So Sigurd, tell me, would you keep noticing, like as Jude is doing this, would you just keep going on with what you were doing?
I mean, I would have stopped like maybe an inch away from actually impacting and be like, okay, we really need to talk about timing here, people. But as she attempts to portal the staff away, I'm like, all right, Jude, look, we need to know like now. Am I taking the place of young me? Because you kind of ejected Daedalus out and he was my plan A.
And
I think
Sigurd,
it's got to be me, actually, guys. Future me said it was Sigurd that caused this whole thing to explode anyways. So I don't think that's going to work. I think it's got to be young me, or it's got to be me. And I don't want my brother to die. As much as I hate his guts. And who knows what's on the other side anyways. Maybe it's just future me again who's going to grab me and throw me in the air again. I don't know. Just do it to me.
I pull out my phone and I start recording a voice message and I hold it out to Slash. I'm like, say whatever you're going to say to your brother. This is the last message you will ever give him.
Dude, I know I was a bit of a dick to you, but I still love you. And if you become a mutant like me, that's not a bad thing. It's not wrong to be different. Just be you. I know that if whatever happens here, just know I'm well, you know. And then he kind of Slash closes his eyes and kind of just waits.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna ask Josh a question. Is there any way that Jude could rush all the way through her Doom track in the span of like 30 seconds Can I
Are
do that?
you can. So the whole time that we've had this encounter on the roof, I've been counting up the number on the staff, and that is it's building up to consume somebody, basically. And
Okay.
Jude, you are perfectly aware that if the staff consumes you, well, whoever it's going to consume is not going to be alive at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
I love how we're all trying to kill ourselves in the same way. We're like, no, I'll die. No, I'll die. No, I will die.
Well, Jude has the staff, so screw everybody else. Dibs.
Slash already thought he was dead today, so he's actually not thinking he's going to die if it happens to him.
Before that counts up, Jude is going to take Young Mi's phone out of her pocket and slide it over and quickly write out a text message.
Well, Young Mi's right here, you know.
I know.
She walks over to you and she's, Jude, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm not going to let anybody else die for somebody else's bad decisions. So.
And she looks at you, Jude, this is one time I'm not going to let you go off by yourself. You always do this. Wherever you're going, we're going together. And she held your hand.
You wanted to live a normal life, so you can live a normal life whether I am here or not.
You're always trying to be the hero, Jude. For once, let me share with whatever you're going through. You see what happens when you leave me alone? I get kidnapped by crazy people and nearly thrown off a roof.
I didn't want you to get hurt.
You remember when we were at that sushi restaurant, we were eating how happy we were? That's because we were together. That's where we belong.
I don't know what's going to happen when this thing does whatever it does.
And Sigurd, your shield is continuing to oscillate as the gem gets even darker and darker, and all sorts of bolts of purple lightning start shooting out the side, and it's surrounding Jude and Young Mi in like a cone of just purple lightning all around it. And that cone is condensing, and Young Mi steps closer to you, Jude, and it's kind of a small hug as she's holding your hand, and as the two of you are very near the staff.
Yeah, I'm debating Leroy Jenkins, the staff, and literally just stealing it from her. I am seriously debating it.
Sorry, Sigurd. You already got to suffer for a year.
I think Sigurd is torn. Sigurd doesn't know what to do, so thus he is inactive. He's paralyzed by indecision.
And then what happens is Young Mi draws closer to you, Jude, into a hug as the lightning like closes down on you guys. And then there's a bright flash, and Sigurd and Slash, when you look up, the staff, Jude, and Young Mi are gone.
Slash just stand still for like 10 seconds, waiting for the doom that future him had predicted.
I sort of do that thing with my eyes where I'm like looking around.
Yeah.
So good news, bad news. Good news, I apparently didn't blow up Boston. Bad news, we sort of paid a price for that.
Let's go downstairs. I don't think I want to be up here anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
And we cut to the next day. And The part of what Daedalus said was true came true. With the completion of the ritual, all the people in Boston that were knocked out that were hurt have come back and they're fine. So that includes James and Jensen and everyone else. They came back to life with no sort of side effects whatsoever. Everyone was perfectly healthy and was able to continue whatever. So what we're moving to is in the park, the Boston Commons Park. Sigurd is walking with Jensen and Slash is walking with James. It's kind of a gloomy day here in the afternoon. It's pretty quiet in the park. But Jensen says to you, Sigurd, I'm really sorry what happened to your friend, but for what it's worth, I think you did a good job there. When we lost your friend, it's good that the world is rid of someone like Dr. Daedalus.
No, that's the thing, Jensen, is that there's always another Dr. Daedalus around the corner. This may be a precursor to something more.
There's a lot I don't understand about, well, the universe and magic and all of that, but you know, maybe you'll see your friend again. Who knows? I mean, you were in some weird alternate reality for a year, so anything's possible, right?
I mean, I don't really count myself knowledgeable about entertainment, but isn't it a TV tropes page that if they don't die on screen, they aren't dead for real? So maybe that's what's happened here.
Well, it's kind of a nice thought that maybe you'll see your friend again, and at least she's with someone that cares about her.
Yeah, speaking about that, Jensen, and I point over at the brothers. You want to maybe, I don't know, give them a place to stay? Like, Slash is literally living on the streets, and I get the feeling James is going to be doing the same very shortly. So, I don't know, halfway home, something.
I think we can take care of them. I'll see what kind of property we can pick up.
I think Slash overhears that a little bit, and he kind of waves it off. Says, "I'm sure James will be okay if he goes home."
And James is like, I'm sorry, Slash. I really thought what we were doing in the lab was going to help you. They were going to come up with a cure, and you could come home. Man, I don't want to go back there.
I think it's the best place for you, dude. You stay with us. You stay with me. It's just more of this. Plus, I think I gotta go somewhere else. I gotta move on. There's a place in upper state New York where I'll be able to learn how to use my powers better. I've been resisting going up there for a long time, but after this, I think it's time. And then I give him the sunglasses that I stole from Jensen.
And he's like, whoa, cool. Blue blockers. I've always wanted a pair.
Yeah, I bought them for you. And when I get to New York, I'll send you a message. Maybe you could come up and hang out. We can go to New York City and see like a Knicks game or something.
And he gives you an awkward hug. He's like, just don't forget about me, man. I know it's weird with everything that happened with Mom and Dad, but I'm still your brother. And we'll figure out this whole mutant thing.
You don't get it, dude. There's nothing to figure out. It's just who I am.
Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'll have something to figure out.
Yeah. But you'll get there. We all get there.
And Slash, in a moment of clarity, you think that future Slash, if he was even real, because, you know, timey-wimey stuff, he talked about his world being destroyed and all of Boston being destroyed. Maybe that wasn't a completely literal statement. Maybe it was just figurative.
Yeah, I probably think that for a second, and then I dismiss it because I think future Slash was a dick.
And it's very, very true. But as the scene fades, Jensen says to Sigurd, well, if you're interested, Agent, we've got some more work to do.
Well, let's get started then.
So it's the end of the day. Uncle Joe is sweeping up, you know, through the arcade. He's moving his way through it, and he's humming a Dolly Parton song. And he's having a good time, just rocking out, sweeping the peanuts and stuff that all the kids have dropped in the arcade. And the door opens. A dark figure. He says, "Oh, we're closed. You need to come back tomorrow. You know, open bright and early. We'll see you then." And the figure doesn't pay any attention. Continues to walk in. And then Joe starts to notice it, and he looks up, and the figure says, "I've come for the aberrant. Where is he?" Joe, like, startles, drops the broom, and makes a beeline for the bar, and the figure shoots him with an energy weapon, and it throws Joe back against the wall. And the figure gets closer and closer, and the scene moves in as we see, like, the figure standing over Joe, and he's holding a wound on his chest, and this green blood is coming out. And Joe says, "Well, yeah, I knew this day would come. Well, you're going to have to kill me, though. I'm not telling you a thing." And the figure raises the weapon that he had up to Joe. And he says, "As you wish." And as the weapon glows, as the energy charges up, Joe says in his final words, "Well, you know, my boy, he's going to kick your ass."